Hey, Daniel, founder of LunaSage, back again with another demo. So today's demo, we're going to be talking about mergers and acquisitions. So acquiring a company, it's always exciting. Migrating their systems, that's where it gets messy. So let's start taking a look at how we can use LunaSage to help with that. First off, we'll hop to the profile, to the systems themselves. Now, the situation here, the parent company uses Salesforce, the acquired company uses Hubspot. This is actually something that I went through earlier in my career and then did it again a few times as a consultant. Okay, so we need to figure out what we're going to migrate, what we're going to keep, how we want to plan this. So let's get to asking some questions and seeing how LunaSage can help us out. So first, let's think about what would be the starting point. We need to have some questions. So can you help me formulate some questions that will help determine migrations of systems? We just acquired a new company and they use HubSpot for all their core functions. Sales support. We have historically used Salesforce for our sales and support teams. Let's provide a little bit of context. So we have 200 users in Salesforce. The HubSpot system has 50 users across sales and support. Okie dokie. Let's see what LunaSage can provide to us regarding some questions. I updated LunaSage. Also, you'll notice that the formatting is a little better. We're using Markdown only. No more HTML, which is great. Kind of keeps it a little cleaner. Cool. All right. So we've got some questions, some assessment questions. What are the primary business drivers for the decision? Cost versus feature versus user experience. Which system handles the larger revenue base? That's very important. You don't want to interrupt that large revenue base. So that makes sense. All of these seem like they make a lot of sense. The sales methodology differences. This can spark a thought in your mind on how can we incorporate both of the sales methodologies together. So you might start thinking about that as a project as well. Data integration, complexity, all that fun stuff. Let's see, can you come up with a... Actually, you know what? We'll just go back up to the top and we're going to kick off a project plan. We asked our questions. Now we're going to kick off a project plan and let that run in the background and see what it gives us as a result. Contractual obligations, also key. Technical proficiency of each user base. Another question we could have is who's supporting what, right? How can we think about that? Okay, so we're gonna do a HubSpot to Salesforce migration. We've got our objectives. We've got our scope in and out, which is fantastic. Any assumptions, constraints, our stakeholders, and then high-level timeline. Okay, that's cool. So this gave me that starting position, right? So we'll copy that Markdown, go to our Google Doc, paste from Markdown. Now we have that project plan ready to go. Now let's jump back over to LunaSage into the chat and let's get it. What are we using for our project management systems? So we're using Jira and Asana. Let's focus on Jira for now, since this is more of a technical project. Can you create a CSV, a well-formatted CSV for tasks that to Jira based on the below project plan. Okay, so first off, creating that project plan, heck, even just coming up with those questions, that would have taken a day, right? Really just gotta stew on it. And then building out the true project plan, that would take the rest of the week, especially spinning up from scratch, right? If we look back at that project plan, I've built a lot of project templates at all of the orgs that I worked at, but they're all just like project name, null, right? Project summary, null. So you have to come up with all that fun information. Whereas LunaSage brought our information that we were talking about, brought it into one happy little location. So that, just to kick this off, would have taken me a while. The good news is now you can update this, right, with whatever you feel like you need to. Maybe you need to adjust like stakeholders, adjust a timeline, add more details. Maybe you have an interview with some of the teams and you've got different details. But if we just go off of the base, right, the base project, we can have LunaSage create this import for Jira for our tasks. It even gives us the import instructions like directly into Jira. Let's go over to, I've got a spreadsheet. Let's just paste this in here and then split. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got all of our tasks. Another thing that would have taken ages, right? We've got all of our tasks that are really walking us through at a high level this project. We've got our different components: discovery, planning, build, testing, and deployment. We have our epic link, descriptions, nobody's assigned, fantastic. And then we actually have labels associated too, which is pretty cool. And story points. Okay, so this went as far, LunaSage went as far as to even assign some story points to this. So that now you take this list, import it directly into Jira, and you've got something that you can work off of, or at least start off of, and start working on this discovery section. Discovery will probably end up adjusting the majority of this, right? Because we don't know what we don't know yet. But what are we sitting at? In less than 10 minutes, we have a project plan. We have questions associated that we need to get answered. We've got Jira tasks. That's something that would have taken weeks. Maybe a week if you're really pushing it and you're not distracted by anything and you can focus and then get unfocused so that you can let your brain stew. But this was also all of the like base level work. It's not really the fun work. The fun work comes afterwards, where you're actually thinking about the project itself. You're actually thinking about like the tasks themselves, assigning them out, putting details to these discovery, these planning sessions, evaluating automations, evaluating data structure. So like that's the actual fun stuff. Whereas this kind of just busy work. So we just knocked out this busy work in less than 10 minutes. Cool. Subscribe, catch more of these videos. I'm going to continue making these demos, just showing it in action in real life and real time.